This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on Planet Microcap. And joining me right now is Tony Reda. He's the president and CEO of Tectonic Metals. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you: TECT on the TSX Venture and TETOF on the OTCQB. And Tectonic Metals will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metals Summit Beaver Creek, happening September 13th through 16th, 2022. For more information, please go to precioussummit.com. And with that, Tony, thank you so much for joining me today. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you on. We actually, the last time we did an interview together, we published that on September 5th, 2020. So before we get into all the updates and everything like that, let's provide our audience with a quick overview of the company.
Sure. So Tectonic is as you mentioned, publicly traded company. To put it in the most simplistic form, we're here to find a mine responsibly and ethically. A lot of the key executives in our company were involved with a previous company called Kaminak Gold Corporation. We took a project from, never been drilled before to 5 million ounces, raised $165 million, produced a very robust feasibility study, and were acquired by Goldcorp, now Newmont, for $520 million. So that was in the Yukon. We decided to we were peeking over the fence at Alaska. That political border is not a geological border. And we were quite impressed with the high-grade nature of Alaska, but also the ability to work directly with the native regional corporations on native-owned land. And we asked ourselves, could this possibly be a better way to explore? And the answer was yes. So off we went. And fast forward a few years later, here we are, and we're actually on the cusp of drilling one of our projects as we speak, situated in Alaska. So that's a bit about who we are in a very succinct fashion.
That was succinct. That was good. So Tony, like I said, we last did an interview September 2020. What would you say are the milestones that you'd like our audience to better understand that the company's accomplished in the last 6 to 12 months, let's say?
Yeah, definitely. So I guess one of them I would say right off the top of my head is the ability to attract quality resource funds, and also the ability to attract the actual native regional corporation to become a shareholder in our company. So we have a very healthy roster. When I say resource funds, these are funds advised by well-known geologists or engineers. They have a technical bent to them. And not only do they have the ability to vet the management team or ability to execute, but they actually have the ability to vet the quality of the drill targets or the quality of the project. So it's slightly different than, not to say that it's better for worse, it's just different. So to that point, we have Crescat, who's advised by Quinton Henning. They're our single largest shareholder. They've every year they've increased their share ownership in our company, and on a partially diluted basis, they're sitting at 24%. We have other resource funds such as Gold 2000, RCF, Mackenzie Investments on the roster as well that have been supportive. And we also have, as I mentioned earlier, the native regional corporation. So Alaska is comprised of about 13 native regional corporations. They actually own the land, minerals that these projects are situated on. And one in particular, by the name of Doi Unlimited, was quite impressed with how we conducted ourselves, not only in the field, but also in the villages and communities as part of the acquisition process. So we invited them to be our shareholder in our company. And they, at one point, were the single largest shareholder, sitting at roughly 20% ownership in our company. They've been trumped by Crescat now, so they're sort of neck and neck. And we're very proud of that relationship. It's native capital going into Tectonic to say, hey, not only exploring our land through a mineral lease agreement, but go exploring our land. We're actually going to pay you to do that. And that just speaks volumes. So they're sitting on both sides of this table as a stakeholder and also as a shareholder. We've deployed that capital, and we've made drill discoveries. We've acquired new projects. And like I said, we're on the cusp of launching our inaugural exploration drill program for this year on one specific project.
Got it. So, I mean, you kind of started to answer my next question there, but in terms of the milestones, it sounds like the big thing is the fact that you have, a lot of institutional support for the company, for these projects. So what about these projects? Do these folks see that they see this value that you're hoping to uncover?
Yeah, okay. So the projects, there's three that we're focused on, and they all have sort of different characteristics. But the common theme between all of them, and this is even future projects that we acquire, is that we look at these projects at very much at an infancy, and try to decide, does this have the potential to become a mine? Listen, 99% of the projects are going to fail. I'm not saying that these are, but you got to look at the characteristics and say which is a good chance. Just like as if you were a scout for an NBA player. You're trying to find these gems, these Michael Jordans, Magic Johnson, pick your superstar, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. I can keep going, but try to find them at age 10, age 12, age 13. The same thing with the projects. So they all offer, when you look at it from a mining perspective, I'm not interested in finding something small. I want to find the Michael Jordan of say the mining world. So I want to find something that is a tier one type of deposit. So that's, well, it's actually 10 million ounces plus, so I have to see scale. I have to see a big footprint. And these projects all offer that. The other thing that I look for is not only grade, but, does this have the ability to produce a high margin ounce? You can have lower grade deposits that are extremely profitable. So it's not just the grade that counts, it's the margin. So that's the metallurgy, ability to extract the ore from the rock. And these projects all offer what we believe to be is high margin ounces. So one in particular, it's called our Flat project. It's situated in the same mineral belt as the Donlin gold deposit. And Donlin, for those of you that don't know, it's co-owned 50-50 by Barrick and NovaGold. And that project is currently stands at 45 million ounces. It's one of the largest, if not the largest, undeveloped gold deposit in the world. So we asked ourselves, can this mineral belt that's produced this phenomenal deposit, is there another one? And lo and behold, we think we may have found, at least initially, this is a project that's been sitting dormant with our native corporation for about 25 years, but the soil footprint, the 50 drill holes that were drilled in the 1980s, the 1990s, they suggest something large, and they also suggest something possibly higher grade. And so that's one project that's got us excited. And then, like I said, there's other two. One's near the Pogo mine that has the characteristics geologically of that mine. We've drilled some really good intercepts, such as 6 grams over 29 meters on that project. And then the third is called 70 Mile, and it's a untapped greenstone belt in Alaska. And greenstone belts account for about 75% of the world's global gold production. So it has the right sort of genetic makeup. And we're now tackling this project and drilling it as we speak here.
Very good. You actually just started answering my next question that I wanted to kind of close out on our interview today. So then, so from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the value catalysts that would result in some of the, I guess, some of your goals that you're hoping to accomplish in the next 6 to 12 months?
I love value. I use catalyst, but I don't use value catalyst. So that's good. So I would say, you can thank
Brent Cook for that. He gave me that little nugget a long time ago. And whenever I do interviews with mining company, I have to ask that question.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I love it. But it's funny because I don't know what Brent, how he answered that question, but what I would say, as a value catalyst is the people. Again, regardless of what industry you're in, the people are going to create the value. If you don't, you can have this project, and again, 90+% of these projects fail, but it's the people that are going to create the value. So, I think we do offer a very diverse team, from having an environmental biologist on our board, having a mine finder, people that found discoveries, familiar with mining production, having the whole gamut, the whole suite, capital markets, that sort of thing. I think that's something to take into consideration. The other thing, as I mentioned, we are drilling a project, and at the end of the day, if you're not drilling, you're not finding diddly squat. I don't care what anyone tells you. It's basically like Barry Bonds going up to the plate and not swinging. You want him to swing. You got this all-star athlete, and once in a while you got to swing. Once in a while you got to know when to bunt. You have to listen to the coaches. So, we're excited about the targets we've generated at the 70 Mile project. So that could be potentially a very much a value driver, with success. If we don't have success, it's okay. We're not going to break the bank. We know where we stand, but we swung for the fences, let's just say. And then the third, value driver is our flat project. I mentioned it's situated near Donlin. Donlin's refractory, not necessarily a deal breaker, but it's just another layer of complexity, of cost. So this project has early indications that it's free milling, and those early indications come via 2 metallurgical tests that were done in the 1990s. We're going to do a comprehensive metallurgical program to kick off this year's exploration project on that, and we think that has a tremendous opportunity to add value to us and to potential partner. If we can demonstrate that this massive footprint is free milling, it could be game changing.
Very good. Well, Tony, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on Tectonic Metals?
The website is a great place to look, and the URL is www.tectonicmetals.com. We also have an email address, info@tectonicmetals.com. We're active on LinkedIn. Myself personally, Tony Reda, hit me up. And then also at our company LinkedIn page, we post a lot more on there, just some things that perhaps are not exchange or newsworthy on that front is definitely newsworthy to stay in LinkedIn, and we share our thoughts on various industry related events as well. So
very good. Well, Tony, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck, stay safe. And I look forward to our next update.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for your time too, Robert.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, my name is Robert Kraft. I'm your host on Planet Microcap, and I was speaking with Tony Reda, President and CEO of Tectonic Metals, who will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metals Summit, Beaver Creek, happening September 13th through 16th, 2022. For more information, please go to precioussummit.com.